Welcome back to our Tech Talk. I'm joined with Lahiru Padmalal, CEO of Takas.lk. Welcome to the show, Lahiru.
Thanks for having me here, Kalinga.
So you run this e-commerce website which is called Takas.lk. What makes you start it?
Good question. It gets asked quite a bit. So in terms of Takas as an e-commerce company, which is we are a pure play e-commerce company, which means we don't have a storefront. So we are very much like an Amazon concept or an eBay concept in terms of conceptualization. The reason I started it with my co-founders Dilendra and Muttasa was when I came to Sri Lanka in 2009. There was no actual online store which was serving Sri Lankans. So that was primarily the reason for it. So I thought if I'm looking for a product online, there will be other individuals also looking for a product online, and which kind of drove my thinking. And I think Dilendra and Muttasa were thinking the same way. So when we all got together, that's the inception of Takas.
Okay. So what are the difficulties you're facing in terms of running? Now, when you say e-commerce site from a retail store, you can go there, you can see the product, you can touch it, you can use it if you want to. Why do people want to use e-commerce than going to retail store and buy something?
There are many reasons why e-commerce is the obvious choice. So, and if any of the audience have not bought anything online or been into an e-commerce site, I encourage people to visit not only our website, there are others out there. The main advantage of using an e-commerce site is that it saves your time, which is valuable. Now in Sri Lanka, actually, traffic is very tight. You have 17 kilometers an hour in Colombo city. So that's essentially driving a lot of consumers to the online space. The other thing is price point and choice. So at Takas, we'll have 13,000 products. Most e-commerce companies have a lot of products which are on offer. So I think one of the main drivers for this is essentially the fact that there are vast amount of products, and you save yourself time and money, which essentially drives people to get online.
So since it's all online, this is a tech show. So basically, I think tech plays a big role in your company. And how does tech help, and in terms of growth, how does it help?
In the e-commerce sector, one of the things consumers as well as companies are very conscious about is the price point where you buy a product. So we try to give the online consumer the best value proposition. So what that means is our margins when we sell things are very low. So we have to become a volume business, and we have to keep our staff numbers low. We have to be very efficient in delivering a vast number of products to the end consumer. So in that way, technology helps us scale a business. So the main difference between what you would see in a retail shop and what we see in an e-commerce store, and especially at Takas, is we've used technology to scale our operations without adding manpower and make the system more efficient, so that consumers who buy from us not only have the right information, it gets delivered fast to the end consumer, so that they'll have a great experience. At the same time, by keeping our cost basis low, we can give a much better value proposition to the end consumer.
Great. So all in all, e-commerce helps people into their day-to-day life to make it simpler. So what kind of guarantee trust this comes in? Like when you go to a store, the store is there, that. So how much in terms of trust using a credit card online? So how do you tackle with that?
Again, great question. So trust, like anything else, like human relationships, take a long time to build. And Takas started in 2012. So we've been able to build trust with our end consumers over the last 3 to 4 years. And that has essentially helped by delivering them great service, selling branded products, making sure there are no counterfeits on Takas. This has enabled us to build trust over time. In terms of payment methods, which we get asked a lot, e-commerce companies, generally speaking, has much more stringent measures to secure the privacy and the data which you give than most retail shops, because we are liable legally, and then there is also due course put in by banks and so on and so forth. So with both things, essentially, those are very much necessary in order for us to make conversion. But I think what it gets down to end of the day is, even though we are an online company, we made sure that there are our end consumer realizes that there are people who are behind this. It's people who deliver the product, and so on and so forth.
So when I give you my credit card, do actually keep it, Lahiru?
No one.
So like when I order it online, when I
we never keep anybody's credit card details. I mean, that's a legal requirement as well.
So it's basically the bank is the one who's keeping.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think you are more safer than buying it off cash, I guess.
Yeah, much safer than cash, because if anything does happen, you're legally again protected by the entity, usually your bank, and in terms of transaction history and so on and so forth, both yourself as the consumer as well as the merchant, they both have records of it. The banks have records of your transactions as well. So in many ways, the protection level which you have is much higher than cash.
I think that's clear up a lot of doubts I think a lot of people have about ordering online. I think I feel more comfortable in terms of using a credit card than giving out cash, because at least, like you said, I have somewhat of transaction log. I know my bank, then bank knows who has taken the credit card. So I think, yeah, that's true in a way. Thank you so much for joining us today, Lahiru. That's the end of the show. So see you next week. So like I said at the beginning, if you have any feedback, if you want to let us know what you want to see on the show, give us feedback on the RTV Facebook page and RTV YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Have a great week.